What's up everybody? Hey, Gabe Spencer again, another edition of The Scattered Chef. Hey, welcome to my channel again. Hey, today I got something really cool. You know, this recipe I got actually comes from my great grandmother down in South Texas. She's gone and passed and super special lady to me. But she left me with a very special recipe that when I was a kid, I would go over and I was a little bitty kid and I would go over to her house and she would give me the choice of homemade cookies or bean patties. And I would pick bean patties every time. And that's what I'm cooking for you guys today. So what we're gonna do is, if you guys have those leftover pots of, you know, regular beans, brown beans, that you guys maybe have at a deer camp or just at your house in the winter time, you guys are kind of tired of eating them that way, I'm gonna show you guys right now what to do with these things that'll completely change your life. So I thank my great grandmother for this recipe and I'm getting ready to share it with the world. All right, here's the ingredients, guys. First things first, small white onion, 1 jalapeno pepper, 1 egg, 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 clove of garlic, and some salt. And then we have some leftover brown beans that we cooked up yesterday, and we're gonna get this all incorporated in. So there's your ingredient list, guys. Let's get jumping. All right, first things first, we gotta dice up our white onion really small. Same thing with our jalapeno, and then also our clove of garlic. We're gonna get all 3 of these things minced up and diced up really fine and get them put in. Then we're gonna mix all that in with our beans and get to making some patties. So now when I get this chop on this onion, like I said, I wanna get not an ultra fine, you know, like a mince, but I just wanna get a good fine chop on it. Everything's nice and uniform. Yeah, this recipe, guys, is absolutely awesome. I remember, you know, this, I've cooked this for like a lot of guys on deer leases and different things, and I'm telling you, it's a huge hit. You don't want to overdo it eating them. I'm telling you, those onions are like, wow, light you up. I had to put those onions on this side of the room. My gosh, tearing me up. Next, our clove of garlic. Get that smashed. Now my garlic, I do want to get it pretty fine. That way it's all, I don't want big giant chunks of garlic inside my patties here. All right guys, so hey, I would definitely want to do a huge shout out to my buddy up in Maine where I picked this knife up last year. I've been getting some comments and some questions on this knife. This is made by Zay Knives up there in Maine. Check these guys out, they make a heck of a knife. I really think this guy really just goes out in the woods and chops a tree down and makes his handle. I really think that's what he does, but really cool Damascus knife, makes a lot of chef knives. Check those guys out. So just a quick plug there. Super cool people. Anyway, so we've got the garlic, we've got the onion, we've got everything chopped down there, minced down. Last thing, but not least, is our jalapeno. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cut down. You never know the spice level on these. I'm gonna take the seeds and everything out of this because this one smells hot. If you want it super spicy, you know, for sure, but all right. Again, just gonna so that's about the size of that chop I want on that jalapeno. I want it to be able to mix in, where you're just gonna get little bits of, you know, little bits of heat throughout. Nothing crazy. We'll see how hot these things actually are. They got a little cake, not too bad. All right. So there's our onions, garlic, and jalapeno. It's all diced up. Now, here's our beans. So these beans, you know, I cook those pinto beans down for 6 or 8 hours. I soak them the night before. Normally, like, especially when we're at deer camp, we'll have a giant pot of these things. And like, we'll be adding stuff to it like throughout the week. And then pretty soon people are just tired of eating beans. And so I showed them this recipe on our deer lease and they were like, oh my gosh, like, I think they got foundered on it. So, all right, so here's our beans. We want to get these things smashed down. And I'm just going, these are strained. I strained them out of the juices. There's still a little bit of moisture in there. That's okay. And I'm just gonna smash these things down where they start to look kind of like a refried bean maybe. Nothing too crazy. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of my kosher salt, maybe about a tablespoon of kosher salt. Get that mixed in. Now, all for my vegetables, we're gonna pour that in here. And I would say amount of these beans, I probably had about 3 cups. So now we've got to get this thing thickened up where I can make something out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and crack my egg. Get my egg mixed into it. Now we're just going to start adding our flour. Just give it a little dust. Like that. Start mixing this in there. We want it to mix where we're starting to make like a bean dough. So we want it to get really thick. And you just have to keep adding flour till it's the thickness that you're going to need. And I'm using an all-purpose flour. I don't want to use a self-rising flour. All-purpose flour. And this will make, I mean, it'll go a long ways. You can make a lot of bean patties with this. All right, now we're getting in, you'll start feeling it. Like you'll be able to feel like getting harder to mix, harder to stir. Now we're getting somewhere with this. Now that I've got this kind of bean dough, I want to get me another plate. I'm going to get another plate and I'm going to start assembling these things. So that little bit of extra flour, you're going to need that on your hands, because if not, this stuff is going to stick and your fingers are going to be that big around. So a little bit of flour. I normally dust the top like this, like that, and just form you a patty. These things are going to swell up. They're going to get really fast. So you want to make them thin, small as you can. This might be a little too much. If it starts to stick to you, just add a little bit of flour to your hand. This. Don't worry about what they look like, because they're going to be awesome when you're done. I'm just going to lay that here. And I'm going to make you about a dozen to start off with, and just a little bit. Start off with about the size of a golf ball, maybe a little larger. Keep your hands nice and floured up. Pat those things out. You got the onions and the garlic and the jalapeno in there. The thinner, really the thinner you can get it, the better, because you'll see they'll puff up really big. These are one of those recipes, I think one of those like long lost recipes, because when I tell people about this, they're like, bean patties, like what the hell is that? And they're not really key to it until they try it. So, if you're kind of watching this, or maybe you skimmed by it, this is something like you need to stop and make sure you cook this. No telling how old this recipe is. My great grandmother died when she was like in her 90s. And again, I would pick this over her favorite, like over her famous like snickerdoodle cookies. Like, I love these things. They are so awesome. All right, so I've got a handful of them here. I'm gonna go ahead and, I can make these later. I'm gonna go ahead and get these things going over here. Make one more. Because I don't like stuff on my hands. Like it starts getting in my hands, I'm out. I really gotta get my hands clean. I can't handle it. All right, I'm gonna get my hands washed up. I'm gonna get over here in the skillet and I'm gonna get these things frying. I'm gonna show you guys what this is all about. Okay guys, so I'm getting my skillet heated up. With this one, I know you guys see me using avocado oil and stuff a lot, but I'm actually gonna use some manteca lard. I'm not gonna deviate off of my great grandmother's recipe. She would use bacon grease or lard. Not the healthiest choice, right? But it's gonna taste really great. So I'm gonna let this melt down. I'm gonna let that grease get a little hot. I've got these already plated up right here. All right, so you guys saw me make that. I'm gonna get these in here. We're gonna get them frying up. So you guys are gonna hear the grease just start talking here in a second. All right guys, so I'm back at it here. I've got another plate with some paper towel on it. Just soak this up. They are in grease. So I'm gonna get this first one in here. You can see they're gonna cook really quick. All right, so what we're looking for here, just looking for some gold, a little bit of golden brownness to it. They cook really fast. Remember, everything's really already cooked anyway. So I'm gonna flip this over. So when they come out, I'm gonna hit them with a little bit of kosher salt while they're still hot and right out of the pan. Just let them, you can start to hear they got a little crunch to them. That's what I'm hunting. I'm really listening for that sound. You can see the jalapenos mixed in there, the onion. You can start seeing how they're getting, you can hear it, getting crispy on the outside. That's what we're hunting. And I'm just gonna keep cooking these through. I'm gonna get them stacked in. That's all I really do. I mean, I don't have any sauce for them. They don't need it. You can just eat a whole plate of them. Next thing you know, you're like, oh my gosh, I ate a whole pot of beans in a bean patty. So I'm gonna continue cooking these. I'm gonna keep getting them golden brown, and I will show you guys what this looks like in here in a minute when we get it knocked out. So look at this. You can look at it here and see that's what we're looking for. There's that golden brown. You can see our jalapenos, our onions all mixed in. Looks really, really great. You can hit them with a little bit of black pepper if you want. You know, you could do all kinds of stuff. You could probably put some cilantro if you want to mince up some cilantro and put in there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, even as a vegan option, if you just eat some vegetables, you know, put this on you probably put it on a burger. I don't know. There's lots of options you can do with this. It's really, really great. I just eat them like a cookie. All right, so just about done. We got the last few coming out of here. I'm gonna get these plated up. We're gonna try them out, see how it works. I'm telling you, it's gonna be great. It smells amazing. You can already smell the jalapeno, the onions, the garlic, those beans that we're cooking for, 8 or 10 hours. It's all coming together now. And then, of course, I hit them with just a little bit of that. I like that coarse sea salt. You can use whatever you want on it. If you want to hit some Tony's, some Cajun seasoning, whatever, do you. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna go over here and try this out and check it out. It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, you can smell it. All right, here we go, guys. We've got them plated up. What an awesome, awesome recipe. I hope you guys check this out. Like, seriously, don't click past it. This is something, it's so easy. You need to try it, especially with wintertime right around the corner. I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these. It's gonna bring back a ton of memories, I can promise you. Absolutely awesome. I hope my nanny sees me cooking this stuff. I hope she's proud. I hope I hit her recipe on the spot. I appreciate you guys watching this. Check this recipe out with all the other ones that we've done. My name is Gabe Spencer. This is Scattered Chef. Hit that subscribe button, share with your friends, share on social media, and thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one.